Okay, we need a Zelda game. We need to make a new Zelda game because people don't understand the Zelda game. So we have to make a proper Zelda game. I don't know what mechanics we could use. We've run out of ideas. What, Luigi? What do you want to say? If we came up with an idea of making it open world, and then you have to have breakable stuff, like Minecraft. What the f*** is a Minecraft? I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, you know what, Luigi? Get out, Mario. I work here. Why are you trying to throw me out? That's it. You got to go. The f*** are you looking at? You know what? Just make the game. That's how Nintendo games are made. What? I think I'm lying. Just roll the intro. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of A Rather British Review. I'm Michael Burhan, and for today's copyright claimed episode I will be discussing and reviewing the awesome Zelda Breath of the Wild, a game that is beautiful as well as it is challenging, just as Link's patience with Zelda. Seriously. Why is the game called Legend of Zelda? She's always getting herself into trouble, and she also gives Link a bout of the blue balls. Seems to be a common theme with Nintendo. Sorry Mario, Princess is in another castle. That girl knows how to keep a guy waiting, doesn't she? Breath of the Wild is an action-adventure game developed and published by Nintendo. The game had a lengthy period of development spanning over 5 years, and producer Eiji Aonuma wanted to reform gameplay conventions of the Zelda series. As a result, the title's open-world environments, a detailed physics engine, and of course the apparent voice acting, which seems to add a little bit more with each iteration of the game. I'm actually being serious here. There's been a debate as to which timeline that this is. Some say it's the Hero Falls timeline, I say it's the I f***ed up hard timeline. Everyone was sorted with Link is basically dead, everyone he loves, and he's also single-handedly has his woman trying to hold off Ganon. But at least there's no procrastinating with chickens. With the later games in the series originally announced in 2013, it was initially planned as a core title for the Wii U, but was then switched in development to Nintendo Switch in 2015, though unlike most developers, Nintendo stayed the course and kept the Wii U version of the game as promised. The game was released on March 2017, the game being released on both Nintendo platforms, before the eventual slowdown of the Wii U itself. Most treat it as the last game to be heavily featured on the Wii U. Breath of the Wild, of course, has received critical acclaim and some controversy, maintaining a near-perfect Metacritic score, which was ruined by one reviewer who hated the game so much he brought the score down from 100% to 97. Of course, the game was also botted with paid-for review scores of people attempting to lower the grade unless they received compensation. So, what did Zelda say to Link when he's trying to open a door? Triforce! Get it? Triforce. The game has had numerous awards and was hailed by critics as the greatest game of all time. The new mechanics were praised as well as the exploration and lack of linear gameplay. This game followed a similar pattern as the games prior, where you could attack dungeons and bosses at your leisure and take time to explore the world and see everything. Breath of the Wild is currently the highest selling game on the Switch from September 2017, as it is estimated to have sold over 4 million copies, giving Nintendo a system that has not only perfected the Wii U's mechanics, but has outperformed the system in leaps and bounds. The gameplay is similar to others in the open world genre, but with an added Zelda twist. Instead of dungeons, you tackle shrines in order to gain orbs, which will strengthen your abilities and allow you to gain hearts or increase your stamina in order to run, glide, and also climb. The more orbs you gain, the better your chance of increasing your abilities. Towers are also used to reveal and open segments of the map, and you also gain new abilities from the first 4 dungeons, which give you new and innovative ways to unlock these towers. These abilities are called rune abilities, and there is also a 5th ability which allows you to unlock items using the system's amiibo functionality. You collect various abilities with each divine beast you rescue from the clutches of Ganon. It's a shame you don't have the ability to make Zelda want you so that you can master your sword. With each shrine and towers unlocked, you are able to create waypoints. If you die at any time, you can respawn or jump to each waypoint, so you don't have to keep going from point to point and doing things the long way. I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed. The game is very easy to pick up and play using a few tutorials to help you get used to your new abilities. These tutorials, however, are not as invasive as games that follow the same patterns and do not take up too much of your time.
One of the biggest issues in game are breakable weapons, because with each game where you have the crafting ability is the ability to recraft and repair weapons that, well, are breakable. But you know what Nintendo said? Let's just leave that out of it and just do everything else. Like, in real life, if you were part of a zombie apocalypse and everything was going to hell, that's what you want. Breakable weapons so that you can die with a bit of dignity.
The story also helps you as the player understand the game's lore in fragments, from the time Link awakens from the Shrine of Resurrection, talking to the NPCs within the game and completing crucial points and tasks, so it unlocks certain elements of the story to help you aid on your quest and your journey. You reveal the final memories when you defeat the bosses stopping you from securing each divine beast that can be accomplished by grinding and building your abilities similar to the leveling up system of an RPG. To replenish health and also secure finance, you can kill animals and secure meats gained from food items. You gain them from certain places such as trees and grassy areas, and these items can be cooked to create dishes and have elements that can help you live longer, gain more stamina, or help you with your other abilities such as sneaking. You can also sell the food to gain rupees, which you can use to buy clothes and other items within the game to assist you in terms of your abilities and make you live longer. The retro elements of the game allows the player to think and find new ways to travel. If you don't, you die. Simple as that. So you have to think on your feet. As Mr. Onuma would say, that the development team wanted to rethink convention, which is what the game has accomplished. Now, let's get to the bad parts of the game, things that I consider negatives. Let's go the first one, the Blood Moon. The fact that the enemies that you have conquered respawn as soon as the Blood Moon appears interrupts anything that's happening in the game. So if you're doing something and then the cutscene happens, you literally will just have to go and do it again in order to basically make sure that your progress is not hindered. I understand that there are positives of killing enemies again and again to secure more items, but it does get a little bit tedious. Speaking of tedious, rain makes climbing difficult and everything is slippery to the point that at times you have to wait till it's over. Otherwise, you're gonna die at the hands of the elements. The fact that you can die at any moment despite leveling up is also very, very cringeworthy. The fact that you can just slip and fall to your death. Now, of course, you don't have a life system and you can respawn at unlimited amounts of times, but there are times where you feel like you're getting close to completing a level or a boss or a shrine, and then you end up dying with no fault of your own. The fact that all your weapons, including your Master Sword, have a rather short lifespan, that annoys the hell out of me. It's ridiculous that you have no base to repair your life, but you will say that it doesn't hinder my enjoyment of the game. It only complicates things. Breath of the Wild is extremely polished, and you can tell that the passion surrounding this game, it has replay value in spades, and with potential new dungeons and story from the DLC's release, the game's lifespan increases to over 40 hours of gameplay. And there is potential for other gamers, not myself of course, to speed run this game like there is no tomorrow. So let's get down to business and give this game a just score from what it represents, from 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. I give this game an absolute 5 out of 5. If you own a Switch or considering purchasing the console, I suggest you go out of your way to buy this newest installment of the Zelda franchise. I absolutely love this game. Love every minute of it, every moment of it, and I'm still not done with my enjoyment, as it can be played on the go or in the comfort of your own living room. You know that Breath of the Wild is not just the game of the year. For me, it's the game of the century. It shows what innovation can be done if it's done right. It's far from perfect, but it's already a series that I am very engaged in, and which I find that I can pick up and play at any time with ease. So what do you think of the game? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think that I'm full of nonsense? Tell me in the comments below, and as always, this is Michael Burhan for another episode of A Rather British Review, saying that I've got gameplay. Have you?